Morning. I attempted to do a read for you all last night and pulled all the cards, did the full reading on video, and um, just wasn't pleased with like the sound quality. I know I'm working on it, um, amongst other things, but I didn't want to not share the message because I felt like it was so beautiful. And so I'm gonna go into the reading again for you, and if it resonates, great. If it doesn't, um, maybe it will next time I do a reading. So I started out by pulling a couple of oracle cards from the Illuminated Earth Oracle deck that I have, and these two cards came out. I have to cover her because YouTube rules, but healing and reflection. And so I've never had these two cards come out at the same time, but they tell very much a story just in the image themselves. Um, there's a lot of continuity between the cards, as you can see, and we're dealing a lot with skin, we're dealing a lot with process, and ultimately, what it is you're standing at the edge of a portal, like ready to maybe enter into a new time of your life. Um, after having gone through a period of healing. And you've invested in that healing. You've allowed people to meet you in these places that are very deep. You've been held. You've been seen. You've been known by people who have probably been through something similar. And you've done a lot of reflection. So now you're standing here. You still have the scars of this recent past, this last maybe year or so, maybe a couple years. And there's an opening coming. Where when you step through, it's almost like you'll look back and see how far you've come. So there's going to be, you might have a lot of dreams or have a lot of visions, or maybe beginning to piece together this roadmap that you thought probably at times was pointless or going nowhere, or didn't really didn't know what the point of it was for. Yeah. And we can't always deduce these things in our life down to what was the point of that, because life is so much bigger than, like, the Milky Way doesn't ask for a point of its existence, it just does, right? Like, what was the point of this time where I really needed to sit with myself and really heal myself with others? I don't know that will be answered here, but there may be some peace surrounding the reflection. Things may feel like they make sense, or they mattered, even if there was no point, so to speak, you know? So definitely some sort of portal opening up that allows you to see deeper into the situation that you've just come through as you move into a new place. One of the themes of last night's reading that I did is that you are the portal. You everything's going to come through you. Things are going to happen within your body. You are the dynamic that the earth and the world is moving through. Yes, this reading got very deep. um, then I had these cards come out: the Ten of Cups, the Empress, and the Four of Cups from my Light Seers deck. And what this was speaking to me was that you're in a season where you may see some things happening, or you may sense this time inside of you, but not see much more outside of it. Like, you know that there's joy, and you know that things are growing. Maybe your creativity, maybe certain people are drawn to you and you're drawn to them. You have had joyful experiences in your life as well. But some days you don't see what it all means or what it all matters, you know? And sometimes the one cup just doesn't feel like enough. And it's like some days you remember, but some days it's colored by not getting to see the full picture. Sometimes in this world that I feel like is moving faster and faster with technology and new developments and social media, it's hard to sense into your being as this beautiful portal that it is. And you might sense that nothing at all is even happening or has ever happened. Like the trick of the mind. In the trick of the world sometimes around us is that productivity and the evidence and the results coming quickly means that it's helpful, and sometimes those things do happen where we can then touch and know. I feel like you might just be in a place where, like, you see and you know what you've been through, and some days you feel like you're sitting in a field alone, and that's as good as it's gonna ever get. But because maybe things aren't moving, or there's not a tangible, you can't place something on it. Maybe you don't have this permanent 10 of cups yet, or what you're building hasn't fully come in yet. You're standing at the edge, though. You are standing at the edge, and you may not even know it, of something new. You may not know that you are the Empress here, that you're incubating something, whether it's your story, whether it's this card. A lot of the time is about faith. It's about resting, and we hear like rest as resistance, from the Nap Ministry, who I love them. I love their work. This is about like not doubting this time where you're just standing and resting, because something's opening. Connections are being made between you and the universe, between the world. Even though a lot of days it may feel like this, there's the highs and the lows. Then I got these few cards, and these are the last few cards, and then I'll end the reading. I got the Seven of Wands, the Page of Wands. Oh wait, it came out like this. The Seven of Wands, the World, and the Page of Wands. And what I got from this was, people may not see it, and maybe even sometimes you're on their side, like you don't see it, they don't see it, but this is a healing light. And it's almost like this card, when it came out, was like, and look at even has this circle, the same circle. It was kind of wild when these cards came out. I had a moment last night where it was just so beautiful. Look at this. You may not want to go. You may not. You may feel very protective. And I think that this card is calling you to protect what you know, to shine what you know, and to do it at your own pace. And to not let anybody take over and push into that space. You want to do it at your own pace. But I feel like there's like a call to faith and protection of what you're coming through. And you're going to be carried through. You're going to be carried through this portal. Excuse me. And there may be people who don't understand, who maybe want it to look a different way, who want you to be a different way. And I feel like this is asking for a little bit of stubbornness in what you know and what you're coming through. I mean, after all, look at the work that you've done. This is literally someone sewing needle and thread. So I think the Seven of Wands is appropriate. Your timing, your way. And because your light needs to push through to bring this opening forward in a way that feels safe for the parts that you're bringing along, that honors the reflections that you've made. And then and then the World card came out. Again, we're dealing with a sphere here. You enter, once you clear this space for your light, then you feel comfortable completing the walk through this portal. You've honored yourself, and you begin to walk through, and it's like giving birth, but it's and the message was like, sometimes you might feel currently like this is what you might see with your eyes, but like this is a download. I get like, whenever I download a video for YouTube, I have to edit the sound because I know I'm working with sound quality right now. So I'm editing, and I get this little circle, and it gives me like a pie that moves until it's complete, and I can download it to upload it. It feels like some days you see yourself more like this than this. You see yourself more like the Four of Cups than the Empress, but really like you've been letting yourself download. You've been letting this experience download, and it eventually will come to be ready to go, on your time. The download will complete. The world is here. And then it ends so beautifully. It ends so, I don't know, I just loved it. Page of Wands. Again, we have the sphere, so we're working with this portal again here, the sphere. And it's like, it's a new beginning, but it's full of joy. It's lighter because it's being led by this inner knowing. It's being led by what you've come through when you couldn't see. Everything felt dull. Your emotions felt dull. All the offerings felt dull. You just felt like you were maybe even resting all the time and nothing was happening. But really, you were waiting for things to come together, and you enter into, and then you step through, and it's like celebration. It's less thinking, less defending, more presence, a new beginning that feels so good. And it doesn't mean that you don't carry the scars. It doesn't mean that you haven't literally, this could literally be describing the birth process that we have no control over. I gave birth to my son. I had zero control over, I could only control myself. I could only control what I needed in the moment. I could only control my breath. I could only control my body and its movements. I could only wait. I could only wait for it to come together. So you're in a place of birthing a new reality, it could even be a new you. It could be that you're having a baby, and and but rest assured that this new beginning is coming, and it's going to be real beautiful, and it's going to be free, and it's going to be passionate. It's going to be built on the you that you always knew was there, which is the you who has come through so much. And if there ever was a point, if there ever could be a point to these things, the world can really entrench on the things that on our light and make us feel that we don't matter, or that we're not important, or that there's nothing to protect. But like your joy is, it's not, your joy could be the point. Your joy, your existence is worthy of being birthed. Okay, thank you. Love you all. I'll see you soon. I've got, did Gemini's reading, so I've got Cancer coming up, and I love you all so much. Thanks. Thank you for your, all the love. I love you.